In the grand, albeit somewhat decaying manor that loomed like a forgotten ghost at the edge of a picturesque village, resided Cinderella, whose kindness was inversely proportional to her good fortune, or lack thereof. Her visage, fair as a moonlit summer's night, framed a soul of conflicting yearnings, one half muddled in grief, the other teetering towards hope. The stark dissonance emanated from the treatment meted out by her stepmother, Lady Malifora, whose heart was as agreeable as a winter's chill in a ball gown, and her two stepsisters, Drusilla and Anastasia, whose ambitions were as vivid as their manners were tepid. It was here, amidst the labyrinthine corridors of this once glorious mansion, that Cinderella found solace in little more than a fireplace's flicker and the company of her vapid relatives, who were more inclined towards a sartorial conquest than a pang of familial duty. They were ever so preoccupied with the latest refinements in fashion, regardless of their dismal ability to wear them with any modicum of grace. Cinderella, ever the dutiful servant, found herself at their beck and call, and at their mercy, or the lack thereof. A testament to the superficiality of our age, mused Cinderella, gazing absent-mindedly out the window like an artist contemplating an incomplete masterpiece, is that virtue, it seems, seldom finds its place among sequins and silk. And as if summoned by the metaphorical irony of the thought, a gilded invitation arrived, fluttering down like a piece of celestial confetti, proclaiming the prince's ball. Lady Malifora and her daughters received the news with an excitement that bordered on the theatrical. "A ball!" exclaimed Drusilla, poorly concealing her narcissistic glee. "What a splendid opportunity for society to witness my preeminence." "Yes," replied Anastasia with a tone slicker than the patent leather shoes she would later covet, and perhaps secure the prince's ardor. He is, after all, known for his exquisite lack of discernment. Preparations for the ball were as chaotic as an amateur playwright's debut in a conservative theatre. Costumes of dubious taste tangled with the melodramatic air of self-importance that filled the household. Lady Malifora, resplendent in her critique, slouched on a chaise longue, more emperor than guardian, as Cinderella's humble hands fitted and mended. She was not to attend, an unspoken rule as irrefutable as afternoon tea. "But mother," ventured Cinderella with an innocence that would make cherubs blush, "surely even the meekest of us might yearn for a night of merriment." Her unanswered grace was met with an affectation of pity by the wicked matron. "Dear child," said Lady Malifora with saccharine malice, "balls are no place for servitude. Your beauty would merely amplify our humility." On the evening of the ball, a magical transformation awaited Cinderella that would put any social critique to shame. As the proverbial clock neared a moment devoid of expectation, her fairy godmother materialized. "Ah, to be garbed in enchantment!" she exclaimed, as with a few flicks of a wand rags turned to fashion, pumpkins to gold, and weariness to wonderment. "Let the clock's decrescendo be your cue, my dear. Midnight is a curtain call for a spell," warned the godmother, hinting subtly at the ephemerality of dreams against the rigidity of societal norms. Cinderella, resplendent now in a gown that seemed woven from moonbeams, started towards the ball. Her heart, heavy with anticipation, light with gratitude, carried her to the palace, where artifice and ardor danced a delicate ballet. Entering the ballroom was akin to stepping into an academic study on opulence. Crystals refracted dreams, velvet spoke in hushed whispers of court intrigue, and guests moved as if their very existence justified the pyramid of societal construct. The prince, a melancholic figure masked with regal nonchalance, was ensnared by the enigma that was Cinderella. "Who is she?" whispered courtiers and countesses alike, their curiosity piqued by essentials they dared not understand, the interplay of simplicity and splendor. In their dance, the prince and Cinderella found an unspoken dialogue, a rhythm of shared solitude and ephemeral connection. The magic of the moment was an emphatic commentary on the transient nature of true beauty, once recognized, it must inevitably be seized or lost forever. As midnight approached with the inevitability of a critique following an avant-garde play, Cinderella fled. Her temporal bliss severed not by her desire, but by an imposed curfew that rendered fiction tangible. The glass slipper, an icon of permanence amidst transformation, slipped from her grasp as she vanished into the fabric of night, leaving behind the very essence of allure and mystery. The prince, now a tragic figure, commenced a search less for the woman and more for the ideal she had come to represent. Beauty amidst decay, simplicity amidst extravagance. The slipper became a motif, an allegory for the relentless pursuit of aesthetic perfection in a world bent on moral and visual superficiality. The search for Cinderella was less a procedural roadshow and more a quest for poetic justice. Maidens of varying social standings and questionable shoe sizes tried their enviable chance, each failing adamantly. The courtyard became a stage of absurdity as feet and fortune collided in a most undignified ballet. In the culminating crescendo, the slipper found its rightful owner, Cinderella, once a servant, now a sovereign. The prince, emancipated from his redundant, regal melancholy, found solace in her presence. Society, however, remained none the wiser. Their critique focused on the spectacle rather than its moral. The superficial pursuit often misses the depth beneath.